Okay, part 2. Woohoo! Here we go. His Airedale Terrier, Tolkien, whined as they neared the house where Bethany Dwight lived. A glance at his phone told him she should be rounding the... And there it was. Her little Subaru Outback appeared and pulled into her drive just in time to get out as he reached the corner of her yard. Hey, Bethany! She stepped out but didn't open the back passenger door. No shopping bags. She'd talk. Hi, Elton. How was your day? Not called for jury duty, so it was short. Spent the afternoon with Mary Margaret Montmorency. Your mother's friend? Yep. Got to hear about her life in an English boarding school in the late 50s or 60s. An idea hit him. Oh, and about May Day. Who knew it was a thing? She leaned against the car, her huge leather tote that always looked completely empty slung over one shoulder. Oh, it used to be a big deal, especially in England. They did the whole maypole and everything. Sanding the doorsteps, May baskets. You know about May baskets? The idea had now sprouted. I'd never heard of it. Saw the sanding thing in one of those movie adaptations and looked it up. That led to May Day, which led to bringing in the May, the Queen of the May, all that stuff. Sounds like a lot of work, but if you could have heard her talking about it. He wanted to suggest that he bring her sometime, but there didn't seem to be a casual enough way to do it. Bethany cocked her head and gazed down at Tolkien. I think I should meet this Mary Margaret Montmorency he talks about all the time. Tolkien barked his half-whined sound when he didn't know just how he should respond. Bethany hit the garage door opener from somewhere inside that enormous bag, and the door rose. For agreeing with me, I'll get you a treat. Hang on. While Tolkien scarfed down a designer dog biscuit that probably cost more than the dog's daily ration of food, Bethany told him about her near miss on the loop. I seriously thought I was done for. That car came out of nowhere and almost disappeared as soon as he tried to take off my bumper. It had been funny, the way she described the missile masquerading as a Mustang. However, when he saw just how shaken she still was and realized that she really could have lost her life, the idea sent down deeper roots and shot up through the fertile soil of his imagination. I'll do it. Deciding, however, and managing to force himself to leave a perfectly good conversation, that proved more difficult. Still, within the hour, he presented himself at the local scrap shack and sagged when he saw it was still open for scrappy night. 13 women turned to look at him as he entered. 13 women refused to look away, even when their obvious leader stepped forward. Stop looking at them like it's some sort of coven. Sheesh. May I help you? May, good one. Aloud, Elton just said, I hope so. In an unexpected twist of irony, his face heated, something he couldn't ever remember feeling before. He read the list from his phone. Really thick paper, some ribbon, and red crafter's tape. The woman, Di, she said her name was, nodded as if what he'd said made perfect sense. Do you want plain paper, printed, single-sided, double-sided? He cleared his throat. I'm rolling it into a clone, gluing it down, and turning it into a basket. Tonight. Whatever is easiest. I have no sense of craft design whatsoever. When she protested, he tried again. My mom dressed me in garanimals until I was 18. It was a lie. He didn't know what a garanimal was, but it's how she described it before she died when he was 15. I'll be dressing him in garanimals until he's 18. Okay. What kind of flowers are you putting in your May baskets? He blinked. How'd she know? That's what you're making, right? May baskets? Even as she spoke, she wandered through the store, pulling things off the shelf. More things than he said he needed. Yes? How would you know? Tomorrow's May Day, and you're technically here after closing, and you're describing everyone I've ever seen. After giving him a curious look, she put back a package of sequins. You're not the glitz kind of guy. Okay, so how many are we making? He started. He started to say 1, but the memory of Mary Margaret Montmorency stopped that thought in his tracks. 2. Back went a few more things. Well, that's good. She pulled a paper punch off the shelf, paused, and held it up. Are you in a hurry? Against his better judgment, Elton shook his head. No, why? 3/4 of the stuff went back on hooks all over the store. At the paper, she asked him one question. Just give me a color for each basket. Before he could answer, a woman with a startlingly huge red-rimmed glasses called out, Get him the wicker paper! It'd be so cute! Apparently, Di agreed. She pulled 3 sheets off the shelf and led him to the end of the table next to her vacated chair. Have a seat. Cookie? Tea? I'm fine, but thanks. He glanced around the table of curious onlookers. I didn't mean to interrupt your party. A chorus of demurs followed. We're just glad to have you here, one lady said. Another one, a bit more snarky, added, Watch them. You're just fresh meat. They'll suck you in and you'll be scrapping in no time. If she hadn't had the decency to wink right about then, Elton might have bolted. Di, however, told them all to hush. I don't know your name. Elton. Awesome. Okay, Elton is here to make May baskets, not to be recruited into our Monday scrappy nights. She gave him a pointed look. But you're always welcome, trust me. We need more male scrappers in the world. No offense, he began, but it doesn't feel like a very guy kind of thing. The entire room erupted in a unified shout of, Tim Holtz! Apparently, he had been mistaken on that one. Di grinned. I'll get you some Tim goodness later. Right now, we need to create a cone. So, in seconds, she'd inveigled a couple of rolls of red tape from the ladies and informed him to use 1 on each basket. When he asked why, she gave a much more logical answer than he'd expected. It's not a lot of tape if someone just donated a foot, but 2 feet is a lot from one person. So, if you use some from each one, no one really misses it, and you don't have to buy a full roll of something you may never use again. And who could argue with that? He cut, taped, punched, ribboned, glued, affixed, ripped off, and tried again. But, with a little help from Di, and taking twice as long as he'd expected, 2 cone baskets hung from his fingertips. I'm missing a comma. He did great, guys, didn't he? What are you putting in it? Who asked? He wasn't sure, but he found himself echoing Mary Margaret Montmorency. Some kind of candy in the bottom and flowers on top. Duh, the snarky lady gave him a wry smile and added, How about specifics? Chocolate? Mints? Gobstoppers? Daisies? Red roses? Sunflowers? He hadn't thought that far. The room exploded in a mushroom cloud of suggestions and questions. After grilling him for a good 5 minutes, Di wrote the final suggestions on a sticky note and said, that said, don't sweat the important stuff. Just buy it. Jordan almonds, pink roses, gift card to a restaurant. Di also grabbed a pretty piece of paper, folded it in half, put it between some plastic pieces, and cranked it through a machine. Once through, she pulled out 2 scalloped rectangles of paper, folded them, and punched holes through them. With a sheer piece of ribbon, she tied 1 to each basket and handed them to him. There, you can even write a small note, but do it before you fill it. It'll be easier. The cost of his basket making? $2.18 for the paper, 70 cents for the ribbon, and $1.43 for the flat trims he'd used to decorate the tops of the baskets. Less than $5 for a class and supplies. Elton slapped a 10 on the counter, and when Di went to make change, he pointed at the sign behind the register. It says Scrappy Night. Class fee is $5. I'm paying the fee. If I ever need to make something with paper again, I hope it's on Monday, because I'll be back. In his car, he stared at the sticky note. Gift card for a restaurant. They said she'd like it. They said she'd want me to take her somewhere. They said, and they're women. Maybe. See you tomorrow.